I walked over to her and I said, "You must be Sonny Jacobs."
And I said, "You must be Peter Pringle."
And my friend, a friend of mine in Galway, loaned me his Mercedes car and packed us a packed lunch, and the following day
Cheese lunch. We were both vegetarians
at the time, and I drove her down through Ireland and down to Cork. And as we were sitting in the car on the car ferry crossing the River Shannon, she turned to me and she said, "Well, what's your interest in all this?" And I said, this was the first time she had heard what my story was. And I said to her, I told her that I had been sentenced to death and I had been exonerated. So we travelled down to Cork together, sharing our story, at times laughing, at times crying, but very, very close with each other. And she spoke at the meeting that evening, and Amnesty booked us into a hotel, 2 separate rooms. We went over to the hotel and she came to my room and we sat down together, and for 3 hours we discussed forgiveness. After 9/11, we decided that we really had to make a decision whether we were going to live together or not. And of course, neither of us knew whether we could live with somebody else because we'd been alone on our own for so long. So we opted for the west coast of Ireland. Sonny reversed what her ancestors did. She packed 2 big bags, got rid of all her belongings in California, and travelled back east and came to live with me in a little cottage by the sea on the west coast of Ireland. And I live there now in a different cottage now, but we still live on the west coast of Ireland. And we rent a little cottage with 3.5 acres, and we have 2 dogs and 2 cats and a couple of hens, a couple of ducks and 8 goats. And our garden, we grow our vegetables, we grow our potatoes, we have our eggs from our fowl, and we milk the goats, and Sonny makes wonderful goat's cheese, and we try to be as self-sufficient as we can be.